Cool! Welcome to London. You're just in time. Jake is on his way here with a special assignment from Scotland Yard. When you're through reading this, click your left mouse button to go on. As soon as Jake gets here, we'll go over the top secret new crime-busting info that we'll use to get things done here in London. In the meantime, let me fill you in on the latest and show you around. I'm Jennifer Eagle, of course, and this is the garret upstairs in the house my Aunt Miranda and Uncle Basil own in London. My brother Jake and I are hanging out with them all summer. We plan to take a vacation from all the work we do back in Richview at our Eagle Eye Detective Agency, but it looks like mysteries just seem to pop up wherever we go. I kind of figured that might happen, so I packed the Travis and brought it with us just in case. The text retrieval and visual imaging system is our own electronic detective's notebook. I've even added a couple of cool new features. Here's how it works. When we're on a case, I'll enter all the clues we uncover into the Travis. When you want to check our notes, just click on the Travis in my hand. The Travis will display all our notes for you to check over. That way, when you're finished investigating, you can use the clues to figure out who done it. If you need help figuring out how the Travis works, just hit the button marked with a question mark, and you'll get an explanation of its features. I just put some notes in there to help us get around. We'll catch up with Jake back here later. Let's go downstairs to the kitchen, and I'll introduce you to Aunt Em and Uncle Baz. Whenever we go anywhere, we always start by checking out the map of London. You can tell which place we should head to first because that spot will be marked with a flashing red diamond. Just click on that diamond and we're on our way. This is my Aunt Miranda and my Uncle Basil. If you'd like to talk to them, click inside the glowing boxes that surround them and they'll introduce themselves. When you're through talking to them, click on the box over the door to your left. Then we can head back up to the garret and see if Jake's back yet.
Hello! So very pleased to meet you. Let's see, what can I tell you about myself? I'm Jake and Jennifer's Aunt Miranda. I work as an investigative reporter for the Times here in London, so I often get hot news tips that Jake and Jennifer can help me research. More often than not, there's a mystery to be solved. In fact, I just got a call from my friend down at Scotland Yard, Inspector Gage. He's got just such a case. I'm not sure of the details, but it has something to do with the theft of a priceless Egyptian statue from the British Museum. Scotland Yard is London's official police headquarters. You and Jennifer can meet up with Inspector Gage there. He'll fill you in on the details.
Hello. Thrilled to make your acquaintance. I'm Jennifer's Uncle Basil. I must say, it's quite a relief to see that you're here to help out. We just seem to be surrounded by puzzles and mysteries here in London. As an author of mystery stories and other novels, I seem to come into contact with all sorts of strange problems. There are some terrific advantages to being a rather well-known author, if I do say so myself. One of those is that I've become quite chummy with Mr. Sneed, the head librarian at the British Museum's famous British Library. Not many people get access to those special libraries and all the facts and information therein, but you will. Whenever you want to go research anything at the library, just click on the British Museum button on the map of London.
Whenever you see your mouse cursor turn into a picture of me on the go, like this one has, it means that this way leads to another room or place. This way takes us back up to our garret. Let's go see if Jake's back. There's Jake now. He's my twin brother and about the coolest boy I've ever met. If you run your cursor over the glowing box around the note next to him, you'll see it turn into a magnifying glass. Whenever you see the cursor turn into a magnifying glass like that, that means there's something there you can examine, like that note. When you're ready to leave here, click on my feet to go back to the kitchen, then click on my feet again to get back to the map. Hey Jake, this is our newest Eagle Eye investigator. If you could help me explain a little bit about our London operations, I'll type some key instructions into the Travis so that we can check them out later.
Sure thing. First off, our map of London has some neat extras. When you can go to a new site on the map, a glowing diamond will appear over that spot. When you click on the area near the diamond, you'll zoom into it. When you've examined everything at a site and there's nothing more to check out, that diamond will stop glowing. You can still go back there and review what you've seen if you'd like, though.
But keep an eye on those diamonds. Sometimes as the mysteries get tougher, new evidence comes up at an old site and a diamond might start glowing again. That's your cue to go back to that site and see what new stuff is happening there. Here in England, lots of places have bunches of different rooms in them, like the Garret here at Aunt Miranda and Uncle Basil's place. Remember to check out those rooms really carefully so you don't miss any clues.
To solve a mystery, you'll still need to read all the clues in your Travis and figure out which clues really prove which suspect is likely to be guilty. You can always pick up to 5 clues to solve a mystery, but if you think you can prove your case in fewer than that, select the 2 to 4 clues you think will do it, then hit the Solve button. If those clues solve the case by themselves, you'll get to pick your suspect right away. Don't be hasty, though. A good Eagle Eye detective always reads all the case notes and chooses clues carefully. Sometimes you'll need to solve puzzles, too, or read your map to get the right compass directions. Jennifer and I have packed all the stuff you'll need into your Eagle Eye handbook, so make sure you hang on to it and your maps. That should get you around town, okay? Good luck! This is the special assignment I was telling you about, Jennifer. Inspector Gage said this note was left at his office, addressed to the Eagle Eye Detective Agency. Someone must have heard about us from our newspaper clippings in Ridgeview.
The police report says that last weekend, someone stole a priceless ancient Egyptian statue of the cat goddess Bastet from the British Museum. It says here that Scotland Yard had no leads at all until this note arrived. It's our only clue.
Well, this poser's got me stumped. Remember, if you're stumped when you're trying to solve a mystery, just click on your partner's face while you're in the Travis computer notebook and you'll get a hint. For now, my hint is to head to Scotland Yard.
Sure thing, Jake. I've typed some of this poem into the Travis so we can check it again if we need to. When you're ready, just click on the Travis to see the notes. When you finish reading, click on the Travis again to get back here, or click on the Travis map button to get to the map. That's Inspector Gage. Just click inside the glowing box to talk to him. Whenever your mouse cursor turns into a speech balloon like that, it means that that person is someone we can interview or talk to. When you're ready to leave here, click on my feet to go back to the map, or click on the Travis to solve the mystery.
Hello there, Jennifer. Miranda just rang up and told me all about you. We can certainly use your help today. I'm afraid that rascal McCavity is up to his or her old tricks again.
Just who is McCavity, Inspector Gage?
If only we knew. I'm afraid that's just it, Jennifer. No one knows who he or she is. Every time we think we're close to catching the fiend, he or she simply isn't there. So far the pranks are annoying, but mostly harmless. For example, last year on April Fool's Day, McCavity somehow introduced a computer virus into the police data banks. The machines were spouting that ridiculous poem for 3 days.
Which poem are you talking about, Inspector?
It's from T.S. Eliot's Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats. You know, The one that inspired that popular musical, Cats. I bet you can find a copy of it round at the British Library. It seems that Macavity's latest trick was stealing the statue of the Egyptian goddess Bastet from the British Museum. The note I gave to Jake suggests that the statue was placed amongst a group of souvenirs at Covent Garden yesterday. They were supposed to be simple copies of the Bastet statue. Worthless souvenirs, really. But according to this note, Macavity somehow replaced one of the fakes with a genuine ancient Egyptian statue. Now some innocent shopper has a priceless Egyptian artifact gathering dust on his or her mantelpiece. We must find the person who purchased the statue and return Bastet to the British Museum.
Nigel Eagle, that's my cousin. He's supposed to be at Covent Garden today with his friend Gay. Covent Garden is a great place to go shopping. Jake and I always find the coolest souvenirs here. Look, there's Nigel with his friends Gay and Dorothea. Let's ask him about the statue we bought yesterday. When you're done investigating here, click on my feet to go back to the map, or click on the Travis to solve the mystery.
Hi, Jennifer. Is this your friend? Pleased to meet you. I'm Jennifer and Jake's cousin Nigel. What are you two doing here today?
Actually, Nigel, we're looking for you. We're trying to find out more about that cat statue you bought here yesterday.
However, did you know about that? I was going to give it to my mate Gordon as a birthday present. He is just mad about anything Egyptian. When I saw it yesterday, I nearly dropped my fish and chips. It's the perfect thing for old Gordon.
You were eating fish and chips as you shopped?
Absolutely. I can't make it past the chippy on the corner without grabbing something to nosh. Makes my mouth water just thinking about it. I just brought Gay and Dorothea by to show them all the fab Egyptian goodies this fellow had for sale, but it seems he's closed up shop and gone off. Oh well.
The British Museum is so unbelievably cool. It's got room after room of ancient treasures and art. Jake and I love the Egyptian room. It's full of mummies. The British Library is just one of the fantastic sections of the museum. The library has jillions of books and documents, and a lot of them are the original copies in the handwriting of the author. When you're ready to leave here, click on my feet to go back to the map, or click on the Travis to solve the mystery.
Not a word. My powers of deduction tell me that you are Jennifer Eagle.
Hey, you're right. How'd you know that?
Elementary, my dear young sleuths. From your colonial accents and those garish clothes, I deduce you must be Americans. Your inquisitive looks lead me to believe you may be detectives. My newspaper archives from America contain stories of a pair of young investigators newly arrived on our sceptred isle, with those names precisely. With a genius IQ, little escapes my notice, and, your Uncle Basil called to say you might pop by to do some research.
Aha!
If you'd like to find out more about the statue that was stolen from our museum, you'll need to look up information on Bastet, the Egyptian cat goddess. I've set aside some books for you over there.
Here at the British Library, we have to do a lot of research for ourselves. Since we're trying to find out information on Bastet, we'll need to figure out which book has that information. Okay, pick the book you think will most likely tell us something about Bastet. I don't think that book will really help us find out about Bastet. Let's take another look. Here at the Okay, pick the... That's right. To find information on Bastet, we'll need to check the encyclopedia under B. That would be in the volume that has information from A to C. Well, that tells us a little bit about Bastet, but it doesn't seem to help our case much. Didn't that note say something about beef? Let's look under beef too, just in case. Let's see. Beef, the meat taken from cattle. Okay, we knew that. But look here. This next entry is beefeater. It says that beefeater is the nickname of the yeoman warders, the people who help guard the Tower of London. That's strange. One of the 4 people who bought the cat statues was from the Tower of London, remember? It says here no one is sure exactly where the nickname beefeater came from. It might have something to do with the fact that yeoman warders were paid enough to eat well during times when other people may not have been able to afford luxuries like beef. Let's be sure that we head over to the tower and check out those beefeaters. The library is a great place to check out all kinds of stuff. Let's see what this book has to say about that T.S. Eliot poem that Inspector Gage told us about. It says that T.S. Eliot was one of the greatest American poets. He mostly wrote serious poetry, but he did publish a book of funny children's poems called Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats. The book is full of poems about cats. It looks like Macavity took his name from the poem called Macavity the Mystery Cat. Here's a copy of it. That description sure matches Inspector Gage's crook Macavity. This is a great book. Next time you're down at your library, you should check it out. These cat poems will crack you up. From Victoria Station, we can take the train to all kinds of places in England. You can tell where we can go to today by checking the schedule board. Look, Warwick is highlighted. Click on that name on the schedule and we're on our way. On our way over, I'll show you the latest feature I've added to the Travis, the video travel guide. Just click the down button for more information, or done to go on. Warwick Castle is just one of the excellent places we'll get to visit during our stay in London. Check out those towers. When you're done investigating here, click on my feet to go back to Victoria Station, or click on the Travis to solve the mystery.
Yes, I did purchase a statue at Covent Garden while I was visiting my sister in London yesterday. Working here at Warwick Castle as a tour guide, I get rather tired of looking at armour and swords and tapestries all day, so I try to decorate my home with sweet little knickknacks. This statue is a lovely little cat in the old Egyptian style. I'm terribly fond of animals, you see. In fact, I'm a vegetarian.
A vegetarian? So you don't eat beef?
Heavens no, I don't eat meat of any kind.
This huge old castle near the Thames River is called the Tower of London. This place is just packed with history. Jake and I learn something new each time we visit. When you're done investigating here, click on my feet to go back to the map, or click on the Travis to solve the mystery. Wow, what a great costume!
This is no costume, young lady. This is my official uniform. Let me introduce myself. My name is Mr. Hargreaves, and I am the chief warder here at the Tower. All of the beefeaters, or yeoman warders, here at the Tower are under my command. We're all former officers of Her Majesty's Armed Forces, with distinguished service records.
So you're the head beefeater?
You could say that. Any time you come to visit the Tower again, just ask for me, and I'll be delighted to give you a tour.
Great investigating! Now, read all of our clues and pick up to 5 clues that best show which buyer has the genuine Egyptian statue. Terrific! That's the evidence that will get the museum's cat back. Now, pick out the person who bought the real Egyptian statue by mistake. You got it! Great job! But Cavity's note said that the real Egyptian statue of Bastet was placed among a bunch of copies at Covent Garden yesterday, and that the head eater of beef bought the genuine one. Inspector Gage discovered that only 3 people bought souvenir copies of the Bastet statue at Covent Garden yesterday. Ms. Maudie, Mr. Hargreaves, and my cousin Nigel. We found out that Mr. Hargreaves is in charge of all the yeoman warders at the Tower of London. He's the chief warder. Since the yeoman warders at the Tower are also called beefeaters, that would make Mr. Hargreaves the head beefeater, or the head eater of beef. His cat statue is a priceless Egyptian artifact. You're going to make a terrific member of the Eagle Eye Detective Agency's London branch.